Hi everyone, how's it going? Hello, Foolish Fish, Stumbles, Blade Vap, Clefairy says, Kiwi, Mecha Ninja, Boulder Dash, Riley, Blade Redeemed Edit Stream Title, Fern so real you can smell them, you can taste them, come back, please, please. So this is like an inversion of our, did I turn my mic on? Okay, I did, phew. This is like an inversion of our previous stream title, which is telling people to leave. Oh boy, okay. Fern, so real. You can smell them. You can taste them. Please come back. Please, period. Okay, phew, that fit within the character limits, thank goodness. Oh, this is wonderful. I hope everyone will just come pouring back in now. Riley is on a 3-stream streak, currently taking care of moms. I'll be lurking most of the time. Sounds good, Echo, understandable. Well, hi everyone, says Boulder. Dumb Mice is in Unite now. Yes, my favorite anchor. The original intent was to countercharge Boulder's stream. Fern's so good, I'll blank myself. Fern's so good, I'll get killed by this tiny mouse. Well, happy Friday, everybody. It's the freaking weekend, thank goodness. And I'm hoping I can finish this today. We shall see. That's the vision anyway. The background is not going to be that big because there's only a couple white patches here. I do need to finish working on the ground. I guess the word for that is the foreground. And of course the mushrooms and Fern himself need to be finished rendered. Fern is farther along than the mushrooms are. I think the gills of the mushrooms are probably going to be the most time-consuming element here. Just going to clean up a little bit of these pencil marks, which we do not need any longer. And we're just going to hop right in to the mousy madness. You guys have anything fun planned this weekend? I've got like the strangest weekend coming up tonally. I have both a funeral and a baby shower, and they're like literally back to back. I'm gonna like go to the funeral and then drive straight to the baby shower. It's like, I don't know what to make of that. Whiplash, I suppose. Delta, thank you for resubscribing for 61 months. Fernly a Fernporion. You know, in some countries, your subscription would be old enough to retire at 61 months. Oh my god, reincarnation rituals. Oh, that's what it is. That makes sense. Gonna do work for my college classes. Who died? It was Boulder, wasn't it? Yeah, he's gone. Rest in pieces. Thank you for following, Mika Koya Mart. Oh, Mika Koyam Art. There you go. Mika Koyama Art. I got it. The A and the A were messing me up. I can read. Thank you, thank you. Going out dancing tomorrow night and going to the Avatar Magic the Gathering pre-release on Sunday. Oh, that sounds awesome. Shake your booty for me, will ya? I'll be too busy going to funerals and baby showers to shake my booty. Oh my gosh, cheese. Don't even french fries that Vap shoved into the air vent. Whoops, my camera cord is all tangled up here. Okay, I want to start working on the mushroom gills. I think they're probably going to take a couple passes, but how am I going to do this? I'll get the first layer down at least. My reference photo of mushroom gills is like, I think I complained about this the other week. It's very low resolution, so I'm just going to do my best here. So they're sort of thicker in the middle, and they do layer sort of like scales would. And there are some that are like half the usual length you would expect, like coming down from the edge here. We're listening to Sonic music today because I was hoping that would help me go fast. Lend me your power, Blue Blur, please. I'm desperate. I mean, they're pretty straightforward. They all swoop down like this. And they're all gonna meet in the center here, like around the place where they attach. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good so far. Take a quick break here, let that dry so I don't smear it around. Kiwi says, you can shake your booty at a funeral, no one can stop you. You might just not get invited to anything anymore. Funerals and baby showers, life taketh, life giveth. What did I just arrive to, says Fluffy? Fern of Appstream, putting the fun in funeral, that's what. Those are called gills? They are, yes, isn't that weird? Mushrooms have a lot of weird names for the parts of their little bodies. I'll pull up a chart right now. So the top is called the cap. Underneath is called the gills. Then the little ring around this part here can be called a couple of different things. It could be called the ring. If it's long, it's called a veil or a skirt. Then, of course, we have the stem. And then, at the very bottom of the mushroom, I'm going to spell this one out because there's a lot of possibility for mishearing. This round part at the bottom of the mushroom is called the V-O-L-V-A. V-O. Different from the other word you're thinking of, but that is what it is called. Are we learning about mushroom anatomy? Yes, this is an educational stream. No one can prove otherwise. Putting the show in baby shower. The funeral, is this tropical sonic music? If so, cool. It is. I will hydrate. Thank you, Echo. The Volvo, yes, the Volkswagen Volvo. Exactly. And then some mushrooms have other parts even than that. But we're not going to get into all of the details today. Because I need to paint this freaking mouse. I'm going to mix a little bit more of this kind of golden brown color into the gills up here at the top. And this is the part of the mushroom that the spores release from when the mushroom is carrying on its life cycle. They're produced like in between the gills. And they come out from underneath the cap. Pretty neat. The color to be much more cool and pale on this far side, like over here. There we go, like so. Cooler, but also a little bit like darker, I think, is appropriate. And then it shifts back into being warmer around this under part here. And oh, here's my cup. Thanks. Difficulty is making sure it all lines up. Looks like it did though, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna thicken these up a little bit. And then the edge of the mushroom I also want to be darker, like here. And darker up here as well, honestly. If I'm being honest. Which I'm not. I'm gonna let the browns and blues kind of mix together at places where they meet because I think that looks nice and organic. And up here I want the edge of the cap to be especially dark. Yeah, that's starting to look like a real mushroom. Let's see. Putting the urn in front. Holy crap. You stole my joke while I was checking to make sure I had the country right. Perverted underskirt shot of a mushroom showcasing the vulva in explicit detail banned from Twitch. You can learn more about anatomy only after you sign up for VAP's advanced classes. This reminds me of a diagram caption I saw when I was looking at ear stuff, and I have to share it. Oh gosh. The ear hole, or the meatus. Concerning. Isn't this a character from Look Outside? A cursed, probably Blade. Very neat. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've received my snack. It is banana time. This is a very curvy banana. Huh. Alright, well. C-B-A-O-T-H. How would I pronounce that? Sabouth. Says, love the delicacy of watercolor. Always, always have. I also love that about watercolor. You can get a lot of subtle shades. Wish I had the room for traditional artwork. Yeah, it does take up a lot of space. That's so yellow. Whoa, says Kiwi. It is very, very yellow banana. Yes. CB is fine. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that whole bunch of bananas that I got was very yellow for whatever reason. Stick banana in ear. Or the meatus. Okay, next I want to put a little bit more work into the stem. Blade, thank you for the gift sub to CB. I super appreciate it. It is your 78th gift sub in the channel, which is a lot of gift subs. That's as many gift subs as there are states. Like, comment, and subscribe for more true facts about the United States. Oh gosh. At least I think I'm funny, you know? And if you stick around here long enough, you'll eventually become deluded enough to also think that I'm funny. It's like a disease. Alright, so now the stem of the mushroom has a little bit more contrast and value. And I want it to sort of fade up here at the top, so I'm just going to add some more water and let it mush together. There we go. And then overall, just lighten it up all around with paper towel, my beloved art tool. I live in an apartment, so traditional stuff is out of the question. You can definitely do like a tiny little setup with watercolor, but it's nice to have more room. When I was in college, I had a studio apartment, so it's just one room, and I had to really put my thinking cap on in terms of the layout, but I was in fact able to do watercolor there. I couldn't do other mediums, like I couldn't do oil paint or anything there, but watercolor was feasible, but cramped, I would say. Ooh, it's not 6-7. Fab, what the heck? I should probably stop getting distracted while watching your streams. At least I think I'm funny, is what I say to myself when I'm on my own stream to an audience of 0. All digital now in my case. I wish I could do digital art better. You turned your studio into a studio. I did. I used to adore doing watercolor and old-fashioned pen and ink. Oh, I love pen and ink. Was it a dip pen, or the other kind of pen? A normal pen, I guess is the term. I did a little bit of stuff with like dip pen in, gosh, probably in high school, but I never picked it back up. Oh yeah, the sable brushes. Classic. Is this dry enough yet? I'll give that another minute to dry before I start fiddling with it. I'm gonna make this part of the skirt down here much darker. The source of light in this shot is the undersides of the mushrooms themselves, so the light will be coming basically from above like it's sunny, but, you know, not quite. once I finish getting the mushrooms sort of blocked out, and I know how their colors are going to interact with everything else, then I'm going to go in and do this like mossy, leafy ground, and then the last thing I'll do is do the background, which is going to be mostly just color, not super detailed trees or anything like that. Because I want the eyes to have somewhere to rest in this. Oh, my grandpa used to do a kanji with a brush. That was always really relaxing to watch. There we go. Something I was thinking about the other night is, for people in the chat who are artists themselves, how is your handwriting? So I've got pretty decent handwriting, but it's not like super nice. But I've definitely known some artists who have really nice handwriting. And then I've known some artists who have terrible handwriting, which I thought was kind of fascinating. Because you'd think that they wouldn't, but I mean, I guess it's not the same thing. You'll just get better at whatever you practice at, so. Start working on this mushroom. It is a little farther in the background and like higher up overall, so the colors are going to be more faded and washed out. At least that's the vision. We'll see how it actually goes. And then I'm going to use a really light wash for the gills that are like underneath here. Well, that actually isn't as light as I intended. Huh. Well, I'll soak it up with a paper towel. That's fine. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit more blue here. And let it mix in with the yellow around the edges. Okay, and now I'll grab the paper towel, soften up the area I want it to be lighter. And then last but not least, put the bluish sort of cap down at the bottom edge, making it very light. There we go. Cool, looks good. Give that a moment to dry while I catch up here. My handwriting is a mess, says Riley. My handwriting literally hasn't changed since the 3rd grade. It's bolder, legible, but very childish looking. Riley says, writing isn't hard, it just looks like Dr. Scratch. Fluffy says, my printing is very clean for comics, and my scratch text is a mess. Yeah, no, every time I've seen you do text, Fluffy, it's like super clear. CB says, in my experience, it depends on if they do plenty of lettering in their artwork. True. My handwriting is a little funky, but readable, just like my art. Same, actually. There's a point in my life where I tried to do text as art in practically everything I did. Oh, interesting. Considered trying to get a spot in 5 points when it was still around to make my own mural. That's neither here nor there now. Yeah, I feel like my handwriting that I use for my comics is pretty much exactly how my regular handwriting is. It's like the Vap Comics font or whatever you want to call it, but my cursive is not good because I don't practice it like ever, so. I used to take a lot of notes by hand when I was in school, and I think at that time my writing was probably the best that it would be just because I was doing it all the time, but a lot of times now I just take notes on my phone, so the writing has definitely gotten worse, which is unfortunate. My mom has like super stylish handwriting. It like looks like she's writing like in a font. I don't know how she does it. It's very cool. She takes a lot of notes by hand though, and she like journaled for years, so she's had time to practice, I suppose. Whoops, I need to turn the brightness down on the camera. I just noticed it's totally blown out. There we go, okay. It's a little dark, but you should be able to see what I'm doing on the mushrooms now. There we go. You write in a font, says Fluffy. They stopped teaching cursive while I was learning it, so I learned up to E. That's really funny. You're my age, right, Fish? I'm 31 now. You're a little younger than me, I think. Maybe a year younger or something. It's gonna be so funny if I'm wildly wrong. Are you like a bunch younger than me? Looks good so far, says Riley. Thank you. It's fun working in this like blue and tan color scheme. Handwriting is actually physically painful for me, a symptom of my dysgraphia. Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I'm 30. Yeah, okay, so you're just about my age. That's what I remembered, but then like, I don't know. I have such a hard time remembering how old people are or guessing how old people are. Okay, then there's this mushroom here, which is a little bit more at an angle than the other ones. You could see more of the cap on this guy. It's like sideways, kind of. No name sniffled just now. I don't know if you guys heard that. We're getting so much rain in San Diego right now. Basically started raining last night and it's just not gonna stop until like Tuesday or something, last I checked. We don't get rain very often though, so it's pretty excellent. In a place like this, you have to take the rain as you get it. I moved all my plants out underneath, or out from underneath, I should say, the awning that they were under, so now they can soak up the rain. Continuing to have periodic internet outages though, so as always, if I just suddenly vanish, it's Cox. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then we're just gonna lighten up a little bit around the edge here. Nice. My cursive slaps, not gonna lie, says Fluffy. You're still a kid, says CB. I look much younger than my age, so I surprise coworkers a lot. It's because I don't ever see the sun. You're smooth like a boiled egg. Twitch is giving me so many connection issues, so annoying, says Riley. Oh, alright. If you suddenly vanish, it's because of Fernie. True. I got ferned away. You've heard of where the red fern grows. Now get ready for where the brown fern kills. Both of these stems that are in the background just have an overall lighter, softer wash. The one in the middle is going to be the really like intense blue one. Smooth like a boiled egg is one hell of a pickup line. Thank you, thank you. You can just call me a dating expert. With lines like those, who needs enemies? Okay, and then on this big mushroom, which is in the foreground, I'm gonna put little ridges around the edge of the cap for emphasis. The word emphasis always makes me think of that line from Drake and Josh, where Josh is like, I'm the one who repeats things for emphasis. For emphasis! I watched way too much Drake and Josh when I was young. It was just on, like, a lot. I also watched a lot of iCarly, but you guys already know that. iCarly was weird because, like, I watched it at a time in my life where, like, I was old enough to kind of, like, fully recognize that it wasn't a very good show. I say that with love, but also I didn't want to stop watching. Like, I watched Drake and Josh at a very uncritical age, you know? I don't remember ever thinking about the quality of the show. I was just like a kid and I was like, this is awesome. Definitely watched iCarly past that point and was like, this isn't very good. But I do really like it. Okay, there we go. Not because of the divorce. The horse divorce. I never watched Kenan and Kel. Hey Josh, where's the door? It was Drake, that's okay. Have you seen the like edited meme of that where it's Drake and Josh edited to look like two Roman soldiers and they're standing outside Jesus's tomb? He's like, hey Drake, where's the body of Christ? Oh yeah, Ned's Declassified. I did watch that. I don't remember a lot about it, but I did. I was a huge fan of the Big Time Rush show. Did I watch that? Big Time Rush show. It was just called Big Time Rush TV series. I don't think I ever did. I remember seeing it like on the TV like schedule back when that used to be like a channel that you would go to. And you just watch all the programs sort of scroll by. Gosh. I wonder when that was officially discontinued, or if there are any cable services that still do that. I remember trying to watch shows like Wizards of Waverly Place and just really not being able to do it. I was, for whatever reason, I think because I didn't grow up with like any Disney Channel stuff, I just could not get into it. I was like theoretically interested, but I would try to watch it and then be like, this is not the Nickelodeon slop I am accustomed to, you know? Alright, so I'm gonna put a little more shading on these bones here. I've combined the features of several different types of vulture skulls, so this is a little bit of a nobody's skull. No vulture's skull will look exactly like this, but it's supposed to be the skull of a magical monster from my game anyways, so we won't worry about the details. My banana. Hi, Bootsakoi, how are you? They need to bring back Clarissa Explains It All. so she can explain WTF is going on in the world today. True. Watched it every time it was on, and I don't remember a lick of it. It's so weird how some shows are like that. I watched a ton of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and I remember almost none of it. I was never into live action, way more into cartoons. Which cartoons did you like, Butsukoi? The bones, says Blade. You know what I would do if I was smart? I would paint the moss and the leaves and stuff on the forest floor, and then I would put some moss onto the bones so that they blend in even more. That's what I would do if I was smart. Used to stay up until 6 a.m. to watch the Little Mermaid cartoon and the Lilo and Stitch show and the Emperor's New School, all the low-rating cartoons. Oh, I have like a soft spot for those though. Some show was just, or some wow, what am I trying to say? Some animators and voice actors and producers were really working their buns off for a very thankless result. Ain't that just the way? Watched a lot of Back at the Barnyard. That was talk about a thankless result. I watched a lot of Back at the Barnyard. Those people were working very hard to try and make an entertaining show that I don't think did very well. I loved it though. It wasn't good, but it was good, you know what I mean? Very entertaining. I returned for the mouse. Hi, Kiwi. What terrible TV shows did you watch when you were a youngin'? Back in ye olden days. You know, I think I am going to start working on the moss here. Back in the Barnyard sounds like it was formative for you. That is an incredible backhanded compliment, because you could say that to someone and they would think maybe that's a compliment, but it's actually extremely insulting. Aw, Twist makes such cute art. The card isn't ready yet. Ever tell you guys about the year that we sent our like Christmas cards as like Easter cards, I think, because they were that late? Please look at this for your Christmas planning. It was a lawless land, that barnyard. Digimon's first season wasn't really good. The second season was fucking awful. Third season was very dark, but very good for a kid's show. Actually, the worst conceivable insult, yeah, but I meant it as a compliment, of course. I remember liking the Barnyard video game. The one where you squirt milk at people? Are we talking about cartoons? I spaced out really hard. Yes, we are in fact We are tarking about cartoons. So you better focus, or you're gonna miss all the cartoon tark. Dave the Barbarian. Oh, wow. I forgot about that show. Wow. We're tarking it up in Vap Chat. We're Mises Feces about cartoons. I feel like Dave the Barbarian ran for a long time. How many seasons did this get? I'm so distracted today. Composer. It had one season? Oh my god! Oh yeah, Ed, Edd n Eddy. That was a very surreal show. I watched a fair amount of it, Ed, n Eddy. The only Digimon episode I remember is the one where they make burgers. Remise's Feces about cartoons. True. Ah! Hair just fell on the canvas. How dare you? Get out. Dave the Barbarian was awesome, says Stumbles. One season, gosh. That's so rough. Well, at least they got their season out. That's more than a lot of shows get, but geez, I really could have sworn it had more than that. I guess they just reran that one season, like, a lot. Which is kind of based. Okay, so we're gonna put some patches of moss here. And I'm going to use the tip of the brush to make little, like, spikes of moss that stick out the top. clump of moss here too. Need to darken it up. And there's gonna be moss back here too, behind everything. This does not sound like this is a Sonic song, I have to say. This sounds like this is from maybe like a Kung Fu Panda video game or something. I'm sure it is from Sonic, because that's the soundtrack I'm playing, but I don't know which Sonic. Oh, it's from Sonic Unleashed. Haven't played that, that's why. Okay, a little more moss here. And up here as well. And okay. Need to just give that a few minutes to dry before I go fiddling with anything. Okay, where was I? Blazes, my mom did not like it, actively encouraged me not to watch it, but that wouldn't stop me. My mom also did not like Ed and Eddie. Billy and Mandy and Ed and Eddie were some I watched a lot. Print season of Digimon is very cyberpunk aesthetic, and the MC has a lizard Digimon, and they're so good. Dang, good for them. The channel producer, I believe, really hated the show, so that's why it only had one season. Aw, sad. I was super into season 1 of Bakugan for a month or so. She got on my case hard when I was a kid for the Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, a show I do not like. Pilot said that the robot eats kids with his butt. I'm not trying to promote my account, just want to show the lizard Digimon screenshots I took. No worries, Fish. Aww, it's really cute. Wow. I like its blank little eyes. That's adorable. Oh yeah, my gym partner's a monkey. That was a weird one. I really liked it sometimes and really didn't like it other times. Scooby-Doo! Oh my gosh, she didn't like Scooby-Doo. Fluffy says, hey chat, time to do a cool and great activity that's fun for the whole family. Post mouse! Wow, look at him go! That's adorable, his little tail. It's from Sonic Unleashed, I already read that. I loved My Gym Partner's a Monkey. Robot Jones was a great idea, done wrong if you ask me. I never watched that one. I can't even picture what that is. Hang on, let me pull this up. Robot Jones. Oh, this is ringing a very faint bell. I never watched this, but I think I saw commercials. Sort of zoning out. Now that's fine, Riley. One episode about Rubik's Cubes being a fad was one of the dumbest things I've ever watched. Getting more Ed eating orange crayons because the color looks like cheese. Cartoons are great. I don't remember Butt Ugly Martians. I think I only remember it because you might have mentioned it before. Oh yeah, Total Drama Island. Robot Jones was odd. Raw 70s and 80s nostalgia being sold to kids born in the 90s. That is interesting. How about Mr. Meaty? Never watched that. Obsessed with Butt Ugly Martians. I had the red one as a doll. Okay, hang on. I gotta look this up. Butt Ugly Martians. Huh. Yeah, I definitely didn't watch this. What channel was this on? I don't even recognize this. I think I heard the name before, but now I'm looking at the art style like, huh, did I hear the name? I don't know. Mr. Meaty was scary. I hated Mr. Meaty. These days my mom admits she was too hard on me for TV shows and cartoons. Ugh. At least she admitted it. Personally trying to get more into anime, but I can't deny cartoons got me through a lot. I love cartoons. It was on Nickelodeon, huh? That's interesting. I really wanted to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it was never on when I was around, which was really frustrating. I would like watch it like at my friends' houses sometimes instead of hanging out with them because it was like on when I was at their house. And because I never had like sat down and just watched it like start to finish because I couldn't, it always had this aura of mystique to it. They would just like be somewhere else in their journey, and it was like, oh, okay, they're in the Earth Kingdom now. I don't know what led up to this. I think I only ever watched all of Atla for the first time when I was in college. It's such a good show. Kiwi says, even as a kid, gross out humor was not really my thing. Was Mr. Meaty the one about two teenagers working a part-time job at a disgusting fast food place? Maybe. But Ugly Martians and Mr. Meaty was during a weird and experimental time for Nickelodeon. Okay. The one channel that sort of helped me grow up and learn is PBS Kids. The one thing I watched and enjoyed so much. PBS Kids is great. Total Drama is great. You want a hot take from me, the fish in a wetsuit? Here's my hot take. I do not care for Billy and Mandy. I also found it a little scary, honestly. Call me a coward, but it creeped me out. Fetch with Rough Ruffman on PBS was so good. Oh, I remember Rough Ruffman. I watch the entire Atlas series once a year. It's so good. I thought you were about to diss Avatar: The Last Airbender. I also thought maybe you were going to, and I was like, huh, that's a rare take. Threatened to ban. In this house, we must love Avatar. That's really funny. Okay, I'm gonna do a little more rendering on the vertebrae and ribs that are in the background, but not a whole lot, because they're even more out of focus and in the background than the skull is. So just a little touch of color so that it's not too faint, or too flat rather is the term. Okay, got my references open. Just gonna grab a little bit of this muddy color and fill in a couple of divots and the underside of the spinous processes, which is what these little spikes are called that stick out of the back of vertebrae. Ribs will just be sort of like that. Oh, and of course there's the bone in the foreground. I almost forgot about that. Some real shadow under this part of it. And then I want to put some little mossy patches on some of the bone. So I'm just gonna grab some straight up, same green I was using for every other part of the picture, but I'm gonna water it down quite a bit. Because I don't want it to be like big clumps of moss. I want it to be just like little soft patches where it's starting to get a foothold. Kill. Definitely a good amount on this bone here. Oh, I know this song well. I've heard this song a lot. Good old character select song. think Billy and Mandy got better to me, at least as I got older. It scared me when I was younger. Yeah, that makes sense. No, I don't mind it. Never watched it, so I don't have a connection other than Smite making skins for Aang, Eero, and a couple of others. PBS kids shows are so nice. I'm glad to see that a few PBS kids shows are still up to quality. I'm surprised Wild Kratts is still going on. The Terabad Pokemon tabletop DM I experienced does sort of ruin the Korra stuff because her name is Korra. That's the worst when someone's like name ruins that name for you. I love Billy and Mandy. In one episode, a giant brain monster lands in town and sings a 5-minute song about drinking brains, and it's my favorite song. And the artist Aurelia Voltaire makes amazing gothic music. Okay, great name, first of all. Atla isn't bad, IMO. There's a show that is awesome for autism representation called Carl the Collector. It follows an autistic raccoon named Carl who collects things. I've never heard of that show before. I'll have to look into that. Best part is all the autistic characters in the show are voiced by autistic people. Oh, good. That's excellent. Here's a potential deep cut. Crashbox. Don't know Crashbox. I remember that show. Scared me at first, but I learned to enjoy it. Watched one episode a year or so ago, and I gotta say, Sesame Street educational value looking mighty different these days. Looking back at Crashbox, some parts stumped me. Didn't look awful, but the brain teasers I did see that one time got me good. Not bad for a show I've only seen one episode of. Stumble says, here's a hot take. Season 1 and 2 of Adventure Time are better and more interesting than the rest of the show. I have not watched enough of the seasons to comment. I only know the song from that one Ultimate Flash Sonic game. Same. Hi Jerry, how are you? Did you guys like Regular Show? Regular Show is like after my time. I feel like I'd stopped watching TV by the time it came out. Didn't actually know it came from an actual game until at least a decade later. That's so funny. Yeah, it's a classic Sonic song. I used to just leave the, when I was a kid, I used to leave the game just idling on that song because I liked it. Carl the Collector is pretty new. How do I explain Crashbox? Very carefully. Okay, hang on. I gotta look up Crashbox. Crashbox. Jerry says, I'm good. I'm in lurker mode as someone decided to do chores during weekends. Understandable. Whoa, I have never seen Crashbox before. This looks crazy. Is this like stop motion? That's very cool. A puzzle-themed brain teaser show that's got no plot but a lot of recurring segments. Think about Sesame Street with a factory aesthetic for an older audience. Now that's interesting. Huh, I had never heard of that before. Sounds cool though. What will I do next on this beautiful mouse? I do want to make the skirts on the mushrooms a little darker. They ended up getting very light. Not that much darker though. Slightly darker. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say like 3 darker. There we go. Same thing with this area up at the top. There we go. And then there's one right here that needs to be much darker. Oh, and I almost forgot about this one. There we are. Nice. Let's see. Good to see you outside of Brandoom streams. Pretty much. Other shows I liked: Flint the Time Detective and Metabots. Also never heard of those. What channels were they on? Oh, thank you for redeeming Big Stretch. I do need to. My wrist has been so tight lately. 3 Dark 5 Me or something. Strange concept, I know. When I was 9, I found Happy Tree Friends on TV and I was grossed out and shocked. Couldn't stop watching. That episode anyway, I never watched any of it again. Yeah, that always freaked me out when I was a kid. Metabots or Metabots? Did you guys watch, BattleBots? I loved BattleBots. My grandpa used to tape BattleBots on VHS and then mail us the tapes back before we had any kind of cable access. I do not enjoy Happy Tree Friends. I love BattleBots. Metabots, I guess. It's been decades. Ah, ye olden days. Yeah, the BattleBots video game. I'm jealous. Did any of you watch Cubics Robots for Everyone? Nope. You need to watch NHRL. What is NHRL? I used to see them on Fox Kids, Foxbox, whatever the hell they call themselves. BattleBots are cool. BattleBots are so cool. I'm glad we all agree on this. What am I gonna do next here? Is this dry enough yet? It is. Okay, I'm gonna do a little more of the forest floor here. Because right now I only have the moss, but I want there to be like some leaves and pine needles and stuff. What color should I do? Like a brownish reddish, fallen leaves kind of deal. And then I'm gonna add some purple and some blue to make it a more subdued color. I don't want it to be like bright brown. A little more red though. Yeah, honestly, even a little more red than that. I subdued it too much. And we're gonna go very carefully around the moss. Same thing on this side. I'm even gonna put some of this like into the moss. Go. Where was I in the chat? Blade says, I've been interested in more robot combat sports events. It's like BattleBots, but the bots are smaller. 5 pounds, 12 pounds, and 30 pounds. Really? I've never heard of this. I never watched Cubics, but I've heard of it. It reminds me of Nintendo's Custom Robo a little bit. Oh, my ex loved Custom Robo. Thank you for the link, Delta. I'm gonna look into this after the stream. This is fascinating. Cool ass Gramps. Oh, and they have a YouTube channel too? There's a bot duo that works together that Delta showed me that are literally named Puzzle and Lionin. That's so cool. Sounds cool. BattleBots was incredible. There was always that damn weird dog robot covered in pink fuzz. It always lost and caught on fire. I think I know the one you're talking about. You know, seeing BattleBots, I can see where Disney got the idea for Big Hero 6. Gotta say, they made their inspiration so cool. NHRL seems to be more community-focused. I don't know if there were joke robots on BattleBots. Oh, yeah, there were. But there's a lot on NHRL I've seen so far, and the best one is still positively hysterical. Oh, boy. I don't know if it was a legit BattleBot, but I did see one that would shoot a shotgun shell right away as their attack. Maybe it was one of those shows. Their attack. Is Fluffy Bum scurrying across the chat from time to time? Yeah, he's dodging. I'm trying to like smack him and he's dodging me. I have a rolled up newspaper. Have you guys heard of the B-roll? I don't think so. I'm attempting to convert the entire chat to mouse posting via immersion. Vomic idea of Avatar's building a combat robot. Okay, there's a lot of things that are gonna have to happen first. Oh, look at the Puzzle and Lionin bots. They come out of Pokeballs? That's so cute. Wow. I haven't watched Big Hero 6 in a long time. I remember really liking it, but also feeling very depressed by it. That's how you know they did a good job. The sad stuff was just like really sad. Good movie. In the same way with like Up. Up still makes me too emotional to like want to rewatch it. Just gonna put a little bit of like texture on the mushroom cap. Inside the cracks, I also need to put some emphasis. Okay, so it'd be like inside the inner edge. They need to have depth. Whew, the rain is really coming down out there. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Internet, please stay. Please. Okay, now I'm gonna lighten up the edges here. Looking good. Big Hero 6 was a comic first. Really go figure. You're right, Fab. First she'll need to save up. Dude, is Fluffy the mouse that's been living in my house recently? She'll need to learn mechanics and robotic assembly. Oh, well, if that's all, that's easy. The B-roll! 2 moving parts. Oh, that's awesome. Very efficient. She'll need to convince Zubat to let her buy a butane torch for this. This was your house? She tries, but ends up making a rev room. She'll go steal a butane torch, then she'll blow up Burger King door again, then she'll have a combat robot that no one else will fight against her with. I've heard the Mega Collection plus tile theme and stopped cleaning. Distracted easily, are we? Could a Rotom possess a rev room? Oh. They would have to, like, share space, I think. Yes, this cat! I remember this cat! Yes, I remember this. Oh, the way it moves, it just galumps around on its stupid little arms. It's so bad. Its stupid hammer. Oh, I love mediocre robots so much. What an incredible creature. It's a thing of beauty. Because making stuff like that is not easy. They put so much time into creating this terrible, terrible robot. And I guess Rev Room isn't electric, but it is a device, so much to consider. I do like the idea of a Rotom and a Rev Room, like, sharing space inside the engine. I don't know if that's how it works, but it's funny to imagine. Meanwhile, my favorite bot, the creature! Atomic J says, I joined the stream because I saw very good mushrooms and I'm a mycology nerd. Oh hey! Welcome to the mycology nerd zone. I too am a mycology nerd.
I designed and 3D printed a tabletop bowling room.
Oh my god, this bot. Okay, I have to stop watching BattleBot clips. I have to focus. They're so good. Not only is building a combat robot time consuming, but also not practical in any way, which makes it twice as cool and actually really good bot. Oops, sorry, that's okay, Fluffy. I just, you can post them all you want for each other. I just can't click. I have to get some painting done. I have to get something done in my life. Okay, I want to put a little more fur on Mr. Mouse here. I want to make him fuzzier. I feel like he doesn't look fuzzy enough. He looks too smooth, like a shark. I need to infuzz him. BattleBots is peak. Meant to post this. BattleBots is so good. Just gonna put some fuzzies on his little arm here. Yay! I love this stupid song. Almost any song can be improved by just putting a bunch of children going, yay! Right in the middle. It's a fact. Yay! Alright, there's some fuzz. And I want to put a little fuzz, like, sticking off of him. Like that. Yay! God. I've got to change the song. I can't stop myself. It's just so funny. Yay! Okay, he's looking a little fuzzier now. That's good. I had no idea you knew about BattleBots VAP. Oh, I know so many things. Look at all these mice! Squish, squish, squish. He might look fuzzy, but he probably bites like a shark. True. Oh, Boulder made an alternate mouse going the other way. An MGTOW mouse going his own way. They're kissing! Oh my god, that's awesome. That's really good. You guys bring so much texture to my life. Do not squish the Mises. I completely lack the dexterity to squish a mouse. That mouse would be like in Chicago by the time I get my hand swinging down. Okay, I want to put a little bit of texture on the mushroom stems, but the question is what type? There's so many mushrooms in this beautiful world of ours. Since these have such long stems, I'm thinking just a set of long vertical stripes would be appropriate. There's so much going on in this picture, I don't want to put like too much texture on the stems. Unless... No, I don't. No. That was a fun little unless to experiment with, but the answer is no. We're just gonna do some texture. Like this. So I don't want the shot to end up too busy. It's very important. I don't remember if I said this in the last stream, but in case anyone was curious, the type of mushroom that is on the mouse's head is based on the cracked cap polyphore. It's a real mushroom that looks, well, not exactly like that, but similar to that. It has, what is the name of that Mexican dessert that's like the bread with the cracked top? Pan dulce. It looks like a pan dulce, but a mushroom. Mush dulce. Flan? Oh, I could go for some flan right now. I think pan dulce is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, where it's got the split on the top. I always loved the way those looked. I bite like a shark. Oh shit, it didn't work. Texture, huh? This is Bootsukoi. I bite sharks because sharks are smooth. I think that's a mouse. Oh, that's like a chubby little mouse. He's even got whiskers. Damn, son. I realized the mouse is a mushroom head. A mushroom cap, if you will. Kiwi, what did you think was on its head? A hat? Flan's not bread, I was gonna say. Can you pull the mushroom off the mouse, or would that be bad? You definitely shouldn't. That's part of his body. You want some glurt? Only if it's whipped, Boulder. I'm a whipped glurt only kind of person. Don't give me any of that unwhipped glurt. That's disgusting. I thought it was bread! Okay, so you thought it was wearing pan dulce. That's hilarious. No, it's mushrooms. Everything is mushrooms, if you think about it. You can think yourself into it, is what I should say. If you think enough about how everything is mushrooms, you'll convince yourself that's the case. concha. You can pull the mushroom off its head, but it'll explode. The magnemite screws, mouse-namite, everything is mushrooms. It is, you're correct. Yeah, concha. Yeah, I love the patterns on these. It's so pretty. And they're really good, too. They have like a mild sweetness. The whiskers on this critter are very important, but I am going to have to save them for near the end because they're supposed to go over the top of everything, so if you're sitting there thinking, why doesn't he have whiskers? It's coming, don't worry. The whiskeys are going to happen. Everything is not mushroom, but everything will be crab. Eventually. Crab. When I was little, I had extra teeth. Honey bustard pickle choco fuck meal. That's my favorite. The whiskers are on the way. The mushrooms look like some... I don't know how to pronounce this. Coprinopsis. Oh, that feels good to say. Coprinopsis. I'm gonna look this up. Coprinopsis. Ooh, yes. These are very stylish. This is a sophisticated and refined mushroom. The gentleman's mushroom. These mushrooms would go to like a fancy masquerade ball. Kiwi, you meant to be choking my soda. Oh, there's carbonic acid in my sinuses. They're getting cleansed. Good, you can leave my house now. You'd think, but you'd be wrong. Don't think. Okay, I want to work on the mushroom gills a little more. I want the stem where it attaches to the cap to have sort of a almost like a little glowing halo of light around it. There we are. No name is sneezing. Hang in there, buddy. No name is the only cat I've ever known who gets the hiccups. Have you guys ever had a cat who gets the hiccups? I didn't even know they could. And he's not my cat, he's Clay's cat, so like, it was only somewhat recently where I heard him hiccuping and was like, dude, is he hiccuping? I didn't know they could do that. And Clay was like, yeah, he's always done that. They're like the tiniest, cutest little hiccups too. He'll just be sitting there on the couch going like, he's one of a kind, that No Name. They really broke the mold when they made No Name. We've started calling his cat treats cookies. I don't remember where that even came from. We just thought it was funny. And it really is funny to pretend that these little brown meat rocks are cookies. Like, oh, No Name, do you want a glass of milk with your cookies tonight? He doesn't. The best Pokemon. Oh my god. That's not a Pokemon. You can't be trusting that thing. I actually do have a mouse and it's adorable, but not hygienic at all. Are you trying to catch it? Fluffy Bomb is more like Stinky Bombs. Yeah, get his ass. He needs a bath bomb now. Cats can get hiccups, oh dear. Yeah, I didn't know either. If you could play the cry of that Pokemon, it sounds like Spamton burnt his hand intentionally on the stove. Intentionally! I was playing an Among Us mod last night with some friends, and some of the costumes included Spamton Sands, Peter Griffin, a straight-up house, and the Property Brothers. Okay, the Property Brothers. Was it like photorealistic? I heard dogs can get hiccups too. I wonder if Pokemon can get hiccups. I showered today. Most organic Pokemon can, intentionally. Oh, I never thought about a dog getting the hiccups. That sounds really cute. I would like to hear that someday. I'm gonna calling my cat's treats snackers. Aw, that's cute too. I mean, I guess No Name's treats are the closest that he'll ever get to having or wanting cookies. They are like chicken cookies, but, you know, to each their own, I suppose. I wish that No Name had more interest in more types of food, but he really only wants, like, straight up cat food. Pie will eat anything. Like, I'll just give her, like, anything that's a person food, and she's like, I'm gonna try to eat this. So I have to be careful, like, if you jokingly offer her something that she won't, like, shouldn't eat, she'll just be like, well, I'll try. Cody learned that the hard way. Offering Pie some chicken nuggets from the air fryer as a joke, and she was like, don't mind if I do. What can you do? Photorealistic Property Brothers, their faces on Among Us beans. I don't even know if I can picture that. That's too much for me. I even asked another question like that, but can Pokemon get kidney stones? I guess the first question is, do they have kidneys? Do they have normal organs in all the same places with all the same functions as normal animals? You cannot give a cat a cookie, but you absolutely should give this mouse a cookie. I had a kidney stone once, it wasn't pretty. No, I've heard it's awful. Some Pokemon probably produce kidney stones naturally. Geodude probably is a kidney stone. Good for you, Pie. Alright, class, your McDonald's honey mustard pickled sea folk meals are due today. Please turn them in on my desk and collect your McRib. Okay, No Name wants to leave the room. He's getting embarrassed that I'm talking about him so much. Okay, come on, buddy. Get on out of here. I don't like you. Yeah. Okay. No Name is evicted. I do like him. I just think it's funny to tell him all the time that I don't like him. Clay's grandpa used to say that to the dogs all the time. The dogs which he adored. He'd go, what? I don't like you. You can't tell a kitty that you don't like him. What's cool about No Name is that he doesn't speak English or have any interest in listening to what I'm saying to him, so I can just say anything I want to him and he's like, yay! So I think it's funny to tell him I don't like him, and then give him lots of treats and kisses. I wouldn't do that to a dog, because I feel like there's like... Obviously dogs don't speak English, but somehow I feel like a dog could sense my cruel intentions, and it would somehow know that I was saying I didn't like it. And I don't want that. It's only funny because they don't understand. Yeah, No Name's at the level where, like, I think he knows his name, maybe. I think that's it. I think that's all he's ever known or ever will know. He doesn't even know the word treat or cookie, and I've tried to teach him, which doesn't do anything. Let's not talk about giving Pokemon kidney stones, maybe. It's a wild question anyway. McDonald's honey mustard pickled sea folk meal. Tell him that. I bet No Name speaks French or something, and you're being cruel unnecessarily. Well, I don't speak French, so it's kind of a wash, you know? One question I have for Pokemon and the characters of Zootopia is, do they use the bathroom? Don't answer that. That's not a question we need to do. Fair. Wow, look at that. It really is just photos of the Property Brothers. There, now you can picture it. Continue? No, don't continue. Treat? Inserts Omni-Mans, are you sure? My dog knows the word treat, but doesn't really care. She cares about walk, outside ride, coffee, and Dunkin' Donuts. Does she get a what do they call it? A pup cup at the coffee shop? Do you just give her espresso straight up? Time to get alert, little doggy. I don't think animals can drink coffee, right? Pretty sure they can't. Do not listen to Bap, do continue. You started this, you're finishing this. No, 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 we can't. We absolutely can't. I'll have Fish shoot you guys with a laser gun from space. Animals cannot drink coffee. I'm pretty sure they can't. I think caffeine is like not good for them. Hang on, I'm gonna look this up in a minute. This song is another banger. I love this song. Okay, let's look this up. Can dogs drink coffee? Dogs cannot have coffee. It is toxic to them due to its caffeine content. Okay, that's pretty straight up. What to do if dogs drink coffee? A few laps of your morning coffee will not contain enough caffeine to poison their dog. It could make them sick if it's a small dog. Yeah, so it looks like they can have like a teeny bit, but like not a cup. You have a pew-pew gun! I take her to Dunkin' on my trips there on the weekend, and now she knows. Oh, she just likes being in the car. Y'all talk about Pokopia? Yeah, it looks pretty neat. It does. It looks more eerie than I was expecting. I didn't think it was gonna be like post-apocalyptic. I do really like that Tangrowth is getting a feature. I can't drink coffee, this checks out. Riley should be dead then, considering his favorite drink is a mocha latte. Well, Pokemon are on different rules, because Lucario was shown eating a big chocolate bar in Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, so clearly it doesn't have the same rules as dogs. Well, dog loved licking the bottom of coffee cups, that's why his kidneys were bad in the end. Ah, Pokopia looks great, absolutely my game of 2026 for creative games so far. And we're still in 2025! How can Riley survive drinking all those mocha lattes is something I have to think about. Dogs can have a little coffee as a treat. That's true, Sir Aaron Lucario can eat chocolate. Lucario was shown eating a big chocolate bar and died later in the movie! Well, yeah, but not of the chocolate. It was of other circumstances. My dog gets excited when there's Starbucks. She associates it with Pup Cup. Yeah, of course. I remember my late dog Buffy once climbed on my dinner table to eat the patty, and only the patty, of an unattended steak and steak burger. Aw, that's cute. Can you prove it wasn't the chocolate? I'm trying to remember why that Lucario dies in that movie. Does it die? Hang on. Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. Does Lucario die? Yes, Lucario dies. Yeah, he sacrifices himself, combining his aura with ashes to restore the tree of beginning, and he fades away and passes into the afterlife. Okay. Yeah. I can't prove it wasn't the chocolate, though. Lucario was fine. Steak and shake. Steak and steak, what the frig? The whole reason I really drinks mocha lattes is because of Lucario eating chocolate. Yeah, I think Lucario and Riolu's dog inspiration is just the shape of their faces. I don't think they have dog digestive systems. That's my hot take of the day. He became a true Jedi. Sounds like something you do after eating chocolate. You probably let the 10-year-old die without it. Lucario died of sadness. Yeah, even Star Wars fans think it's a dumb way to die. No, it wasn't sadness, it was aura. That's different. Pay attention. Okay, I think it's time to start doing the background. Let me make sure I have my refs open for this. I don't. I better go get them. Wow, it is pouring outside. This is crazy. We haven't had rain like this in ages. I hope we don't get any flash flooding. I'm not really in an area that would be affected, but even so, I prefer we didn't. Okay, there we go. Got my refs. Just smoosh them all together so I can see everything at once on the screen. Okay, there we are. Just thinking a minute. Okay. Big brush to mix the paint, small brush to apply the paint. I need to remember this. Okay, get some more of my ultramarine on the canvas and some of my cobalt. No, yeah, I'll get a little more cobalt just for fun. Just because I bought this big, beautiful new tube of cobalt. There we go. I've got enough green. Well, I'd like some of the green that I don't want to say the name of. This green is called Hooker's Green, and I want everyone to be really mature about that, okay? Everyone just be cool. That's just what it's called. Alright, we are going to do a mix of a deep, dark cobalt and a bit of black and a bit of green. Need some real punchy turquoise in there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then we're just gonna slowly start layering this in. Probably just gonna be quiet for a few minutes while I focus on what I'm doing here. I think this blue could use a little purple for palette cohesion. There we go, that's better. The classic blurple. You gotta have it. And then I'm gonna go very carefully down around the bottom here. And up over the top of his little head. And then around the bottom of this mushroom here. And then I'm gonna get a really tiny brush to do some of the details. Like sharp angles. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna take a break for a moment. I'm tired. Oh my god, everyone's just saying hookers in the chat. I'm so far behind. I guess it was Max who gave him the chocolate, huh? Lucario died being too awesome to get more screen time, just like Luke Skywalker. Lucario Skywalker. It's Soup Weather, the Soup Doo-Wop. Little known fact, but Luke is actually a nickname. His full given name is Lucario. What is this song? I'll have to check in a minute. Just had a thought. Riley howls sometimes. What are you plan on playing next? I'm not sure. My new OC, Luke Mario. Blue Cario. Use that beautiful tube of small. Why is it called that? I don't know. Hooker's green. You think that's bad? I called chicken crispers from Chili's. Chicken strippers! Oh, I was young to be fair. The color of spicy fresh cash. Hoover screen. Despite the obvious jokes, it's a neat name because it invokes thoughts in me about fishing for fish, like a fishing hook, like a hooking fish. It takes its name from the botanical illustrator William Hooker. He created it for painting leaves, says Kiwi. Thank you! Automata being 100% appropriate, I'm serious. Automata's censoring Kiwi. Fap's locking in. I'm not. Katie, okay my message. It's called Hooker's Green because it was invented by... Oh, oops, it's the same thing again. The blue is so satisfying. I love this blue. No, Automata, I mean the boots. I mean the boots. I did not mean the boots. It is Kiwi. It looks like sapphire. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Fap's locked in. Post something random. Never mind. Darude Sandstorm. It takes its name from botanical illustrator. I already read that. Blast from the past. Okay, what was that song? Bootsukoi wanted to know. Let's pull it open. This playlist is completely unlabeled. It says that like a 30-minute segment is all Egg Carrier from Sonic Adventure, so I do not know. I'm sorry. They just decided to stop labeling it at a certain point. Oh boy, I don't know why. I'm very sorry. You can see why I'm saving the whiskers to add over the top of everything else. They would just get completely covered up by this paint. It would not work. Alright, and then the color is going to come down around the ribs here. And then I'm going to do my sneaky trick and start fading it into green. Just letting it all mix as the paint desires. Not trying to control it, just letting it be chill. Very carefully around the mouse's little butt. Just gonna grab some straight up green for the section closest to the vertebrae here. Going around each spinous process. Cool, that looks nice. Now I'm gonna give that a minute to dry because I'm committing the cardinal sin of working from right to left, which you really shouldn't do with watercolor because you'll drag your hand through the paint. So I pretty much have to let this dry now. before I work on the left side, let me just get this little spot here in between the tail and the mushroom. Nice, okay. Now we leave it alone. Are we screaming, folks? Are we? Always internally. One of these days, Vap's gonna look away from her work to see that nobody spoke. Then she'll wake up in bed having had a dream. She discovers she was never even a streamer. She's a cashier at Garfield Eats. Life is miserable. I wish I was a cashier at Garfield Eats. Theme of very evil mouse. Super, super evil. Hello, DOD Fox. How are you? I'm taking an illegal sippy. Just realized I feel very dehydrated right now. It's weird because it's raining out, but it's not raining in, so it's not like it helps me. I'm great, thanks. Friday night Vap stream for the win. Yeah, it's the freaking weekend, finally. And we have earned it. Thank you for redeeming Ooh Big Stretch, Malachite Ox. Redeem stick head out window for hydration. The windows don't open in this room. Well, there's one that opens, but the ones that are near the desk do not open. So, and the one that does open, we have an air conditioning unit in, so it's not gonna work. I'll do some hand stretches. I'll stretch my neck. Ooh, that feels good. Stretch my shoulders. Oh, okay, that's good, that's good. Alright, have a little more water and then we'll get back to it. Okay, gamer time. And by gamer, I do mean painter. So this is the last, like, really big section of background to do here. And then there's a smaller one over to the left. So we're gonna start with that darker color, but almost immediately it's gonna start transitioning into green. I love the sound of all the neighbors' cars coming home from work, and I can hear them all driving through the rain and the puddles. That's such a nice sound. Very cozy. A lot of my neighbors have electric vehicles, so I can't usually hear the engines running at all when they come home, so it sounds nice. Or just hear that, like, eerie noise that a lot of electric cars make, where they just kind of go like, very quietly. Very strange sound. I think that sound is like for security reasons. I want to say it's like an artificial sound. They just do it so you're more likely to actually hear an EV in your area. Any car nerds in the chat will have to chime in and let me know if that's real or not. But that was my understanding, is a lot of electric cars have a fake sound they make so you can hear them. Many years ago, I used to work as a personal assistant for my friend who was blind, and this was back when electric vehicles were first kind of hitting the scene, and it was a real point of conflict for her because she relied on her hearing to know how to navigate stuff like parking lots, and then all of a sudden she just couldn't hear cars, and it was like, oh shoot. I do really like this song. I'm going to make it a little darker blue down around the moss here so that it sticks out a little more in contrast. Just for fun. Okay, going in with a tiny brush to do the details as usual. Each little piece of moss needs to be lovingly cared for. Nice. Okay, that looks good. I'll catch up on the chat and then I'll paint that last little corner. Cracked neck, stretched hand, strength paint water. Yep, it's gamer time. Speaking of gamer, Stardew Valley multiplayer stream when? Oh man, I haven't played Stardew in a hot minute. Hello Ernesto, how are you? Is this music from Animal Crossing? I believe it's all Sonic music. DoD Fox is currently on a 3-stream streak. The 3SS. Thank you. Surprised I need an artificial sound to them. You think people would be able to hear a creature saying, Eevee! Eevee! More Sonic Unleashed. Thanks, Boulder. It's this song to be specific. Is this a crazy bus? No, it's not. Thank God. Okay. Phew. Had me worried for a second. I've got bus paranoia now. Bussanoia, as they call it. Not Bossa Nova, Bussanoia. Alright, last little corner getting filled in. Need slightly more green here. Slightly more green than that. There we go. And the final corner before I go in with the tiny brush to get all the little details. I'm sure I'll continue fiddling with this off stream to get it looking just right, and of course doing the whiskers and just background details and stuff. But in the meantime, thank you very much to Boulder for backing Rain's Forest Odyssey at the highest possible tier and helping to support independent game development. You're the goat, Boulder. Well, you're the mouse, really. But like, if a mouse was a goat, that would be you. You know what I mean? Yeah, you get it. You understand. Okay, I'm gonna very carefully go around each mushroom cap. All the way down in between here. Nice. There we are. I got the basic part of the background blocked out. Looking good. Bulger says, I don't torture you with crazy bus, don't worry. I inflict a deeper, darker, more psychological and emotional pain on you. Is that pain called friendship? Don't tempt me that, but something called friendship. I didn't read ahead, I swear. We were just on the same stupid page. That's really funny. Wow. On the same stupid page in a really stupid book. Oh, sick! Cleft of Soul is playing Ace Attorney. Let's send a raid over to Chris. I wish I was playing Ace Attorney. That sounds awesome. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna send a raid over to Cleft of Soul. The raid message is truly raid. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. Stay soggy. Don't forget to eat shit, gamers. Thank you again to Boulder for commissioning this piece. I will see you guys on Wednesday. That's right, there was a time where you were in my brain. I'll see you next Wednesday, and if not, I'll see you next Friday. Goodbye, everybody. More like bye, attorney. Wow, Kiwi, that's really good. Goodbye.
Thanks. Finally come down at least. Ooh, raid. Hi, Vap. Thanks for the raid. You're speed running the justice. Wonder why Edgeworth places little faith in his memory. Totally no trauma behind that, right? I was also upset that day. Give a shout out. Sorry, we're playing Ace Attorney, I couldn't resist. Thanks for the raid. Everybody go check out Vap. She does cool watercolor stuff in a webcomic. And also, hi everybody, I draw a webcomic myself, Audio Contest Quest. You should check it out too. It has 1200 pages because something's wrong with me. And I stream art twice a week and games on Fridays. And here's the link for my comic. And this is Ace Attorney Trilogy, the first game. But we're doing the bonus case. Yeah. Yo, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? It's me, it took almost 30 minutes by taxi and that traffic wasn't even that bad. Police department, huh? I've only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Disturbing, why does it undulate like that? Oh wait, I know, this is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Get the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, Paul, what are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well. But at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, Paul. Hey, buddy. I'll give you one word of advice, Paul. Better not agree